Well, the reason that we have Pigoy on the show, the local Vikings fan, we got to move into some Bears-Vikings talk. Bears-Vikings Monday night. Vikings sitting at 6-7. Bears at 4-9. Boys, are we ready for this one? I mean,
Why is this game Monday night? What is this? Why the Bears? Why are the Bears on primetime back-to-back
to humiliate
weeks?
two fan
The
bases
NFL
more.
should be ashamed of themselves.
The NFL likes to humiliate these two fan bases.
And I was thinking, like, as a Vikings fan, you had the perspective last week when they had a 29-0 lead, and if you're a Vikings fan, you're like, nope, this ain't safe. This ain't safe. And sure as shit, it came down, and it just the guy, Freiermuth for the Steelers, had the touchdown in his hands at the buzzer, and he dropped it. Like, that is Vikings football, where you can have a 29-point lead, and the last play of the game, the guy has it in his hands, and he drops it. Like, it's just incredible.
I mean, you could be 15-1, and your perfect kicker can blow a chip shot to go to the Super Bowl.
No, it's.
I mean, that's the life.
That was a deep cut.
99 NFC Championship.
That was a deep cut. I don't hate it. Obviously, Minnesota's still, in the hunt. Pigoy, do you have any, what do you think here? We haven't had a chance to talk to you a ton. Do you think the Vikings are going to the playoffs or no?
Maybe. I don't know. It's tough because every week, like I said, they play close games every week, and you never have like a sense of confidence where, like, think about being a Patriots fan right now. You're like, yeah, these guys are pretty good, and the Vikings are right there in the hunt, but you do not trust them at all to do, whether they're a 7-point favorite or a 4-point dog. Like, they're going to play a close game every single week, and it's going to be, you're white knuckling the entire game, every week. So it's tough. I mean, I mean, obviously, if they beat the Bears, they're going to have a pretty good chance. They'll be 7-7. But I mean, I don't. We'll see what happens.
Where do you fall on Cousins? Just curious on that.
I purposely. So I called this, and Zach knows. I was in Bowie's basement how many years ago when I called the Cousins to the Vikings signing. You guys remember that? Yep. And I called it, and then I told myself I'm not going to, MF him or say anything bad about him, because if this ends up working, I want to be the guy that didn't say anything bad about him. So, I mean, I think he's fine. He's a fine.
That's the perfect response for it.
Let's go with that. He's a fine quarterback. We'll go with that. He's fine.
That giggle is perfect. The Zach giggle is perfect on that. That's exactly how I felt when he said he's fine, because he was like, you could tell
Zach just loves to motherfuck him, and I know he loves it. I know he loves it too. But no, I mean, he's not great.
Right.
He's not bad. He's just.
You could tell Pigoy did not fully. You could tell Pigoy did not fully believe himself when he said he's fine, because he's like, he's fine. He did
like there was a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah, it was.
He makes some good throws, and he makes some bad throws. I mean, he's, like I said, he's fine. He's fine. He's there. He's fine.
He's Kirk Cousins.
Insert burning house dog meme here.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. We get there, and you're down by, you're down by 3 points with the ball in the last drive, and you got Cousins, and there it is. He's fine. So we'll see what happens.
On the other side of things, Zach and Matt, Justin Fields looking, a little bit better last week. I mean, I still think the kid's got an enormous amount of talent. What are you expecting out of the Bears this week? Back in prime time, like we've already said, it's really kind of despicable that the NFL is doing this to the Bears. But are you excited for this one? You think you're going to knock the Vikings down a peg and take them kind of a little bit farther out of the playoff race as we get closer to it?
I'm always excited to see Justin Fields out there, but I don't know. I don't get why this game is even going on a Monday night.
Yeah, this should have been a flex, absolutely.
But I really do hope that he goes out there, plays well, and That's really all I'm looking for right now the rest of the season.
Is it me, or are you almost just like kind of waiting for like a breakout game where he throws for like 290 and just kind of goes off? And like, I know it stinks if they do.
He did against the Steelers. He went nuts.
Right, and if you get one of those in prime time, that might be his, quote unquote coming out party, and it's you almost kind of have that little bit of glimmer of hope that he's just gonna have one of those where he just absolutely. And I know the Steelers game was a Thursday night game, I believe. You stack a couple of those up, and the future looks a lot brighter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think as much as anything, that's all I'm concerned with at this point. I don't care what else happens. Make sure he doesn't take too many big hits. Let him try to develop against NFL defenses, and I don't know. The only problem is I think Nagy might have doctored some of these COVID tests to make all the coordinators sit out, so he gets to resume play call duty for offense.
Call the whole thing.
Special team. Like he's just gonna say, here, this is how great of a coach I am. I'm calling all three phases this week, and we're gonna win. We're gonna,
they come
I'm
out
really
squeak
happy
out
at
a win.
halftime. Remember,
Yeah, they squeak out a win, and then Matt Nagy gets a contract extension, and everybody's just pissed off.
That guy,
I will say,
he needs to go now because it's like you got to start being on the forefront of getting these assistants interviewed before the playoffs start and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't want to be the last team to hire.
18 tie.
Yeah,
that sounds actually very, very probable.
That is so this game's gonna suck. It's gonna be an 18-18 tie. Like it's just.
I don't hate that at all. Maybe I'll take the yes on overtime.
I have a dumb question, real quick. Can they not flex Monday night games?
No,
I thought they put a rule in this year that they could.
I know they can.
I don't know.
Flex
I thought it was
Sunday.
only Sunday, but could be wrong.
Monday night does make more sense that you can't flex that out. I will say, watching the game on Sunday, Justin Fields, that elusiveness that he has and his ability to escape the pocket and get out of some of those hits. I mean, there's clearly a skill set there, and it's not like one of those where it's Andy Dalton sitting in there who's just a sitting duck ready to get his head taken off. He made some really, really nice athletic plays, got himself out of danger. And I think that's something that, obviously you don't like to compare things, but like that stuff you've seen out of, guys like Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. And, not saying that there's a similarity in play there, but, he has some of those tools. And I think, going forward, if the Bears get the right guy to coach this team and get the right coordinator, that he has a skill set that is going to be very, very good if he can continue to build on it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's, you're holding out hope. What about, we saw Tevin Jenkins make his first NFL start last Sunday. Anything on Tevin Jenkins on the Bears side, boys?
Rookie mistakes. Hopefully he doesn't make them again.
Yeah,
Get him out of his system.
Yeah, he just needs to work. He needs some time in the field, I think. We'll see.
It also felt like his return was a little bit rushed. I mean, I know he was medically cleared, but obviously that's a quick turnaround for a rookie. And
I mean,
he's going to make his mistakes.
It seemed like as the intensity of the game ramped up and the Bears got down, he struggled a little bit more then. But
yeah, I thought so too. Kind of the adrenaline wore off. But before we move on, boys, predictions for Monday night. Who do you got? What's the score? Pigoy's taking the 18-18 tie. Zach, Matt, do you think the Bears are going to pull this one out?
Yeah, I think they'll win.
Bears money line.
Yeah.
Matty, you're a Bears fan. They're going to win this game, right?
I don't know. I don't want them to. I just want to get this thing over with. I want them to win. I don't want them to lose. I'm not rooting against them. But if it means Nagy's out quicker at this point, that's more important in my opinion. I want Fields to play well. I'll probably sucker into the Bears anyway, so I might as well take them here.